There we go. All right. Ah, welcome everybody, and thank you for joining me. Got my little duckies all playing here. Matthias is watching Roger Rabbit. So yeah, Roger Rabbit. He's watching Roger Rabbit. Yeah. So that's what he's doing. What am I doing? Well, I started to make a list to do things. You want to say hi, Matthias? Say hi. There you go. So started to make my list, and man, I was working on some stuff last night, and as I'm working on it, and then I wanted to upload it, and of course it didn't upload. It didn't upload at all. Um so today I have to redo it all. And it has to do with making sure I have the right margins and everything in and stuff. This is why in the past I've always had people do this and sort of here, let you do it, let you do it. And that's usually what I've done in the past. Like I've always been, oh, okay, you're creating this for me. Okay, go ahead and create it. Um, because shoving it off onto somebody else, which isn't actually a good thing, in the long run. It's you're giving up sometimes you're giving up a part of yourself, right? Instead of trying to learn it yourself. And not saying you have to do it all yourself, but learning and understanding how to do it is important as well. And that's where, if for me, and this is, I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but this is for me, especially if I'm learning, going into something totally unknown that is really not my forte. It Great at procrastinating, great at circling around it, not getting it done, um, doing anything I can do to avoid it, even though I know I need to do it. And even as I'm learning how to do these things, like either learning how to use different software and stuff like that, finding sometimes it doesn't click right away. It takes me 3 or 4, 5 or 6 times to do it, and then that causes more frustration along with it. So that's where, in starting out something new. And I was thinking to myself, as I often do, and thinking about, because when it comes to anything to do with the tarot or oracle cards or learning spiritual stuff and connecting with the angels and doing meditations and anything along that line, I get it. I don't have any issues with it. It's easy for me. So when I was, in teaching a lot of things that I have taught in the past, including, things like Journey Club, and people would be like, "This is so hard to do," and I'm just like, "Why is it so hard to do?" Like, now I know why it's so hard to do, because you're learning something new. You're stepping into an area that's uncomfortable, stepping into an area that you have to possibly take a look at yourself, or really hand over your power, or your so-called power, or the power you think you have, to a higher power, to know that at the end you really don't have the power, right? You don't have the power. God has the power. The frustration comes in is when you want to take control. That's where the frustration is. The frustration is when you want to take control, when you want to drive at the helm and you want to have it. And for me, it's like, okay, I'm trying to drive this. I'm trying to control every single thing instead of coming back, breathing, looking at the steps, taking the steps, and understanding, right now you're in kindergarten, you know, and being in kindergarten is okay because you have everything you need. And that's right aligned. You have everything you need. You don't want to throw it out. And with you got the moon in Scorpio right now. So you really just don't want to throw stuff out. Like you just don't want to do that. You want to be able to put up your boundaries, take your breath, do your list, take one step at a time. And in taking each step as it comes up, you'll begin to accomplish things. Thinking, because right now, trying to do low content books, right? Good morning, Charlene. Doing low content books, sometimes it's You think it's, "Oh, it's so easy, blah, blah, blah," and you get it, and then you get, "Oh, you didn't do this, or you did do that, or it didn't load right, and you have to go back and you have to fix it." That's life. Sometimes you just don't get things right. You just don't get things on the first try. And it might take the second or third or fourth try in order to get it the way you want it. But if you're the kind of person that always has gotten things automatically, you're going to find that, especially with this energy, and as we're heading into full retrograde season, like going in from September on, we're going to be in a time that is going to be extremely frustrating, where you're going to find that things aren't going, this always has worked for me, or I've always had this, and it's not going to be there. Where you're going to find that you have to adjust or change in a different direction, or adjust and change to doing something new. Or you find out that something that you buy all the time, and I've said this before, is no longer on the shelf. It's just not there. This is where you're going to find the frustration. This is where you're going to find that, okay, I have to readjust. I have to find a new way of doing things. It's like, even when I say for people to, just be prepared. You just never know what happens. I mean, Hurricane Hillary didn't do a hell of a lot of damage. I have a lot of people I know down in California, and you know, yeah, there was some damage, some flooding. I'm not saying there wasn't any flooding. The earthquake was in an area that really didn't really do any damage, thank God. Um, Yet people freaked out and, cleared the store for water and everything else out of essentials. Now, this is, being prepared, just little by little by little by little. And the frustration could be, it's like, well, I don't have it right now. I don't have it all. Look at their pile. Look at how they do it. Again, you got to come back. I mean, and with a moon right now, it's in Scorpio, and the sun is coming to the ends of Leo and going into Virgo. That means it's time for preparedness. It's time to get things in a row. If you thought things were crazy already, um, just wait. September, October, November, we're going to be set into a lot of whirlwinds, and that's what I keep on seeing. Setting into whirlwinds. There's going to be a lot of tumbleweeds rolling around, and a lot of dust bowls. How that transpires to our world, I'm not too sure. You know what that actually looks like. But it is going to be where we are coming into being more on high alert of the things that are going around us, including the propaganda that's going to be unfolding. Being aware, get a VPN, because today, yeah, I know. Because the new variant is named Eris. Like, fuck me. Like, out of all the fucking names to name a variant, Eris. Like, I mean, goddess of chaos. And then, the other one is X. And I said X marks the spot. How crazy is that? And then the next thing is the unknown is X, right? Never did well with those. You know, never did well with math. Never did well with math, especially algebra. What the fuck is X? Give me the answer. X is the unknown. What do you mean it's the unknown? How could it be unknown? It's X. Like, can it be something? Isn't that 10? Uh, anyways, uh, this is this is coming into a lot of frustrations, a lot of overwhelmness for people. And in the frustrations and overwhelmness, we have to do our due diligence. I was talking to my sister-in-law today, and she was talking about a box of oil that she bought. And I think the box of oil that she used to buy at No Frills, it was $20, and it's $40 now. $40 for the same box. And then the other day she went back to No Frills. It was 42 at Costco and 45 at No Frills. And it was not long ago, it was $20. These are the things that you're going to see. They're going to creep in very slowly. You're going to see a lot of banks crashing. Like, it doesn't. And lockdowns when it comes to your money. when it comes to money, because they're trying to get the central currency going. And if you think Pierre is going to go, like he's speaking all this stuff, take it in history. Once something is in law, like the GST, once something is in law, do you think they're going to take it away? It's like in 1918 that they started income tax. They're going to only tax the rich. Well, who do they tax more now? Right? This is what you have to realize. It's like he's not going to take away a control that's already there. That's the thing. And that's what you got to be aware of. This is why I love self-governing. Yes, the government's there to do what it needs to do. That means it's there to protect us in case of an invasion. It's there when a natural disaster comes in, that, okay, let's make sure the people are going to be okay in their homes, and let's get things in proper play. Like, unfortunately, it wasn't in Hawaii, nothing was in play. I mean, even the guy who was speaking about the water, like, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. It just, I've listened to it 3 times. I still don't know. Like, oh, well, it has to be like cohesive with alignment with the water. Put the fucking fire out. Don't be. What do you mean? I'm not going to give you the water. I'm going to turn it off. They even found fire trucks were abandoned because it was too overwhelming for them. Like, how crazy is that? Anyways, back to my statement. This is where frustration is going to come in. And this is going to be something new for us all. And that's where the frustration comes in. We don't understand. We've never had to live without. We've never had to ration ourselves on things. We've never had to go to a store and not have something there that we like. Or, this is, as I said, the agenda was played in 2020 for us. And I was telling everybody then, and you think the agenda isn't still being played? It's coming in a way that is playing on people's pure ignorance and pure unawareness that, oh, well, I don't see any issues. I don't see what the problem is. Like, I'm still able to go to the store, but you're living off a loan. You're living off a line of credit. Don't be living off your line of credit. If you have a fucking line of credit, pay it the fuck off. Try as much as possible to get your debt paid off, because I can tell you by end of next year, if you're not paying this shit off, you're going to feel like you're going to be choked. And I'm not saying to have your house all paid off, but I'm saying to have things, to get things in order. And this is where the frustration comes in, is because we've never had to do it before, especially in the depths of what's coming forward. And that's where I go back to me learning something new. I've never had to do these things before, but I'm learning step by step on how to do them. And today I have to, after I get off of here, I have to go back and I have to redo the margins and put things in properly where I thought they were in properly and they weren't in properly, and it looked fine, but it wasn't fine. So, hey, it's on me, right? I got to do this. And that's with everything that we got to do. It's on each of us to begin to do these things. And huge warning that I'm calling out, because it's going to start shuffling and more stuff's coming in. In every empire that has fallen, they want to go out and they want to hide anything that's when the country's going down, when the empire's falling, they want to go out and they want to hide it in some way. So they'll cause a ruckus. It's like a child doesn't want you to know what's actually going on. So they're going to cause a ruckus over here. Don't look over there. Okay, we know this. But that's what's happening with the war. They're causing a ruckus. And then they're going out and pillaging other countries for their oil, their gas, their reserves, everything. And that's what's happening right now. But nobody's paying attention to it. Nobody wants to pay attention. Nobody, if the people didn't start making a ruckus about Hawaii, people would have been like, oh, it's another fire, and oh yeah, blah blah blah. No, people are saying, no, this is wrong. Look at what's going on. Pay attention to what's going on. Is it frustrating? Yes, it's very frustrating. It's very overwhelming. but it's what we have to do. It's what we have to do to be able to step firmly, to step ahead, to be able to trust and have faith. And as Stephen said today, you have to have a lot of fucking faith right now, because sometimes when you look out there, you see such devastation, such overwhelmness. Do you think they're not going to try and do something in the Okanagan Valley? What a perfect place to make a 15-minute city. Most of the people are old and retired, and they don't. Some of them don't even give a fuck. Really, I lived in Penticton. I can tell you that. Even to get things done for the youth in Penticton when I was growing up was a pain in the fucking ass, because, oh, we don't want young people doing that. It was like, it was crazy, right? You know, and it's still, it's not much has changed trying to get something there for the young and the youth, and bring people in. It's, to, because that's how a city survives. But if they want to make this a place where people just stay in their area and not have to go anywhere. Plus, Kelowna has more millionaires per capita because that's where people go and retire. It has a lot of money there, but those people don't want to. They don't spend the money there. They don't spend the money, maybe some in their taxes, but that's about it. They're not really spending money within that city. They're off doing other things. So a lot of the people that are there, if it becomes that way, the people that are going to be hurt are going to be the young people trying to raise a family. They're the ones who are going to be hurt. They're the ones who are going to be strapped. So this is where we all have to make, to enjoy your life, have to know, yeah, there's going to be a lot of frustrations and overwhelmness, but you got to get to know what's going on, and you got to understand what's happening with your finances. I keep on saying that. And I know for me, I have Excel now. I'm watching where my finances are going. And if I don't have it, I don't have it. That's it. Right. So priorities, paying the bills, getting the bills paid so I'm not freaking out over shit, and making sure I have food, and I'm making sure that I'm prepared for other things. That's what's the importance right now. Making sure I have gas in my car at all times. So in case I have to go somewhere, my gas, I got my tank's full, and making sure that tank is full, right? So, this is where, and that's where the energy is. That's where we have to start looking at and moving towards. So, yeah, it's trusting in our spirit, trusting in our truth and who we are, and knowing that, sometimes we're going to have meltdowns, and we're going to be feeling like this is way too much, and honoring ourselves within that. Three of Swords. Release the past. Release all that all that because something new is coming in. So we're looking at a new way of living. We're looking at a new way of how we need to grow within the situations. And as we do it, another three of Earth. So that means, do what you love. A time to, this is about growth. This is the three of Earth. Okay, how am I going out? How am I coming together and bringing the people I need? Because I need to heal and release all that no longer is in my way. I need to release that of the past so I can enjoy things and start to create. Great time for creating. Things are there for us to create. Things are there. We just have to learn them and adjust to them so that we are able to stand more strong and more firmly, and knowing that we are loved, knowing, especially with the Two of Waters coming in, that there's a spirit. Don't give up on those you love. Don't give up on those that you care about. Bring in the community. Allow yourself to grow within a community so that you can expand. And our final card is the Page of Waters. There's newness. There's a lot of newness that's coming in, and there's a lot of emotional situations. Things are emotional. Things are on a high right now, and we're going to be feeling strapped and tangled, and especially with the moon in Scorpio, and at the last phases of the sun in Leo. So stand firm, stand tall, be strong, have faith. And if you're wanting a reading and wanting to get more in depth on your natal chart, definitely get a hold of me. and we will book you in. I have bookings between 10 and 3 Monday through Friday. Some weekends are open. That's basically you got to get a hold of me. But if you're wanting an appointment, it is between 10 and 3 Monday through Friday right now. So sending you guys out so much love. May the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all you do. Have a blessed one, everyone. And yeah, embrace the day one step at a time, one step at a time. Bye-bye, everybody. Oh, my goodness.